So my name is Jeff Manning. I started my company about 9 years ago in Asheville, North Carolina. I started by going to a soap shop and buying my wife a soap for Valentine's. That's how the whole thing started. So, you meet a company and then another company and then another company. Before I knew it, over, month after month, year after year of faithful stewardship, the Lord, blessed us to be able to have about 20 different lines. So my brokerage represents different body care lines, supplement lines, lifestyles, and even a little bit of grocery in the natural products industry. So what that means is like this kind of store is our favorite. Not only because of the relationship, but even just this kind of store. Independent health food stores are where we just feel at home the most. We also represent, brands in the larger chains and such as well. So I have a team out there that is just doing a wonderful job. And with our role in the marketplace, I have more of a pastoral background and church planning background. But with my role in the marketplace over the last 9 years, we have a kind of a mission statement. I thought it'd be good to share that with you, since we're in this kind of store today with Spirit of Health. I'm just going to read that to you. So the marketplace mission of Blue Sky Representation, which is the umbrella organization for Mad Hippie and the other lines that we represent, is to represent and fill the earth with God's goodness and glory. You can use the word beauty, with God's beauty that is found in His creation, as we represent companies that make natural, safe, and effective products for the enjoyment, health, and beauty of the marketplace, of customers in the marketplace. It's kind of a big, long mission statement, but there's so much in that. So when we're talking about, Mad Hippie today, I'm not necessarily going to be talking about a bunch of Bible verses, but with that in the background, the desire of our hearts is to bring the glory and beauty of God in our lives. And there's 4 modalities that we talk about with health. And so we're going to be kind of coming back to these as we go through the demonstration with Mad Hippie. But there's many different ways you can talk about health, but we talk about 4 different modalities. One is our bodies are made to heal themselves. So we're fearfully and wonderfully made. So you have all different kinds of companies that focus on that modality. So their desire is help your own body heal yourself. Okay, and that's huge. Our bodies kick in, and once we give it a little bit of support, and our bodies are fearfully and wonderfully made and heal ourselves. So that's one. Another one is when the Spirit of the Creator is living inside of you, He is healing. So the healing of the Spirit of God is inside you as well as your own body. So it's spiritual and natural. He is the Spirit of health, right? Third modality is outside of our bodies. The creation has all kinds of ways to help us with healing and beautifying and health. So the herbs, if you look back in Genesis, the herbs of the field. And then fourth is God will sometimes act supernaturally upon us from the outside and bring a miracle of healing. So there's 4 different ways that we talk about with healing. A lot of times people get hung up on just one way. It's like they only want to go to God for supernatural healing, but they won't understand the other ways that He's actually bringing healing. Some of us will just focus on the natural ways that God brings healing. But we're figuring, well, maybe He wants to do a miracle in this situation. Maybe He wants to bring spiritual. And then sometimes we get so focused on just the body healing itself, that we don't support the body in the ways that we need to. So the word there would be balance. We really want to approach health in a balanced way. I think that Spirit of Health does a really good job at that. I go to different stores, talk with different companies, and they're all coming from kind of different angles. They might focus on that side 90% and this side 0. Some of them are a little more balanced. So I wanted to kind of give that as an introduction. Just one little verse I got to throw in. The Apostle Paul. This guy's seen the miracles, of God, right? The Apostle Paul and his history. He obviously knew the scriptures about we're fearfully and wonderfully made and the body heals itself. Like he knew that. Obviously, he talked about the Spirit of God living within us. But he also, with all that, if there was anybody in the Bible times that knew those three things, it was him. And yet still, he says to Timothy what? Take a little wine to make your tummy feel better. So it's like, really? You know, a little natural thing here. So if it's good enough for Paul and Timothy, you know, it's good enough for us, right? Okay. So getting to the goodies. I'm going to pass out these bags. These are the gift bags that we came up with. Hannah's going to pass these out. And I'm just going to give a brief explanation of each gift here, okay? So this is what the nutrient sprayer does, all you with the pretty bags. It goes, oh, wait. This is a new one. This is a new one. So this sprays nice. So the old sprayers, they come out in a stream, and the package says, do it in your hand, and then wipe it on your face. I'm not going to wipe it on my face right now, but just know that. But the new sprayers that have just come out, that's been the way it's been for like over a year. But the new sprayers that just came out actually with this shipment, they actually mist. So you can mist them right on your face. And those are the brown paper bag misters. So, no, not yet. I'm just letting them know so nobody gets out that mist and tries to spray it in their face. Because your first impression of Mad Hippie will be like, oh, you know, not the best. Yes. No, everybody should get the mister, but the ones in the brown paper bag actually are supposed to mist. Spray it in your hand first, just to make sure. But all the ones in the pretty bags should just go in your hand and then on your face. So. You didn't get one? Okay, see me after, I'll get you one.
Oh, it looks like the brown bags didn't have misters.
Oh, did we run out of misters?
I think some did and some didn't.
Well, if there's no mister in there, it definitely won't stream. No, but if you didn't get a Mad Hippie sample, see me after. I want everybody to have one Mad Hippie sample. So if we ran out of misters, we'll get you a different one. That's kind of the big prize, you know. So I'm going to go through the line with you in just a minute. But before I do that, I just wanted to explain a couple other products in the gift bag. So these are a couple other kind of more sublines that we carry. We have a few lines that are the bigger lines, like Mad Hippie is one of those. Then we have a few sublines. The toothbrush is the best toothbrush in the world. That's what I always hear when someone uses this toothbrush. They say, this is the best toothbrush I've ever used.
I actually said that.
And he said, I never preempt that. But I just hear it, you know, and they actually heard it back so much that they actually have a little brochure now that says it, you know, the best ever. And the reason why is a couple things. One is they're nylon polyester flossing toothbrushes. So they're actually flossing. They get in between the teeth better than other toothbrushes. Plus, they last a month longer. So that's one reason. So they're flossing bristles that last a month longer. The other reason is they're antibacterial. They're actually embedded with colloidal silver. So the bristles, you can brush your teeth, put them on the sink, and get all the other toothbrushes pile on, and dirty, grubby, germy stuff gets all over them. But you test that toothbrush 6 hours later, and there's 99.9% of the germs are off it, just because the silver repels it. So isn't that cool? Yeah, good for Dr. Palatka. Yeah, so he's a dentist that designed that toothbrush. So Dr. Palatka mouth watchers. Another gift you have in there is Stream to See. That should be a body lotion. Some of you maybe didn't get a body lotion and you got a lip balm instead. It's my wife's favorite lip balm in the world. That's why I actually brought in the line, because she loved the lip balm so much. And then the body lotion is it'll transport you over to Hawaii, you know. So don't do it now, but when you put it on, it just really is really soothing, really moisturizing. It's we're still in that time of year where we're remembering how dry our skin feels. So I got a little sample of that for you. It's made with 4 core ingredients: wakame, which is a seaweed, green tea, tulsi, and it just really, the antioxidant value, an olive leaf, The antioxidant value of olive leaf, tulsi, green tea, and wakame is just amazing for your skin. But in addition to that, there's so many tons of toxic material being dumped into the oceans right now that this is the one brand that's certified in every way for all saltwater, freshwater fish, coral reefs, coral larvae. So it's not only amazing for your skin, it's amazing for the environment too. So we don't need to be destroying, what God has made. So that's Stream to Sea, and these are all products sold here in Spirit of Health. And then I gave a little soap, which is a exfoliator soap, for the body. It's just a little one. Out here, they're bigger ones. I don't think they've gotten them out yet, but they just came in, I think, a couple days ago. But you can grab that soap. It's shaped in a way where you can just exfoliate right on your skin and your body. And it's seaweed exfoliation, so that's a wonderful little soap that I left you guys. And then the last thing I left you was the Mad Hippie product, which most of you should be getting the mist, and a few of y'all will get some another product. So, all right, Mad Hippie. Mad Hippie was first made for a guy. So there's a husband and wife team. It's Sam and Dana Stewart. They started in Austin, Texas. They're in Portland now. But once upon a time, they were in one of these. They were really authentic hippies, traveling around in Central America. And Sam, they're friends of mine now, but Sam was a surfer. And so in their traveling and surfing and all that on the beach, he got bad skin damage from the sun. So whoever had the sun question, yeah. So that kind of set him and Dana on a journey. Like I talked to somebody else that was making their own oil cleanser earlier. I don't know who that was, but they started out on a journey of learning how to support his skin in such a way that would clear up the skin damage. And that's what actually got them started. When they first began their products, oh man, we don't have any boxes. Well, you can still see them. Like the boxes have all the little flowers on them in the bottle. So they didn't start with flower power. They actually started with a product that had a surfing board on it and a little bus, and they had them placed in the surf shops. So that's how because they wanted to help all the fellow surfers. So that's how they started. It actually was an ingredient profile that was a combination of the vitamin C serum and the antioxidant oil. That's how they kind of started the whole line. And that's what brought the curative effect. My daughter, I have a 14-year-old daughter that, I'm not supposed to say curative, sorry. That's what supported the skin in such a way to where he got better. Because we're not supposed to make those kind of statements, even though we know they're working. So my daughter's like 14. We went camping, and we were where were we? Somewhere in South Carolina on the beach. And she got such a bad sunburn. I mean, it was horrible. And she looked like a tomato, And I told her at night, I said, put the vitamin C serum on, and then 3 applications of that antioxidant oil, and watch the sunburn disappear. And that's what happened. So the next morning she woke up totally clear, no peeling or anything. So just to give you an example of the efficacy and the power of Mad Hippie, and that's kind of where they came out of. That's their roots. They didn't sell in the surf shops. So they decided they really wanted to make a business out of it, and not just kind of be helping, people, but also make a business out of it to help a lot of people. And then they kind of evolved into who they are today. Now today, Mad Hippie has 17 models that have endorsed them. These are women that are, their face is their livelihood. And so to have Miss Universe is one of them. Endorse Mad Hippie is kind of huge. And all these endorsements come to them. They don't seek them out. I get another one like constantly, oh, we just got on the set in some TV show in the UK. Oh, vitamin A serum is now the bestseller in Europe. And, there's just different, you hear these emails constantly. Cosmo just did an article on their SPF, Allure magazine, InStyle, like all these different publications. And there's kind of a pretty good amount of star power with Mad Hippie now. When I go into a store, like 2 years ago when I started in the Midwest, I got the brokerage kind of established well enough in the East Coast, and I started traveling here, and I visit IHOP, and I do visit, with key accounts in the Midwest. When I first started a couple years ago, people didn't know Mad Hippie. And I'm like, what in the world? Because the whole nation, there was like a wave sweeping the whole nation with Mad Hippie, and all this star power was beginning. And I was like, really? That's so odd. But I watched it happen. It hit the Midwest in the past 6 months. So now we see placements everywhere. And when I go into a store now, oh, Mad Hippie, I've been getting requests for that, So I don't know how many of you have heard of Mad Hippie, but you're kind of right in that season where that's becoming really part of the consciousness of the Midwest. So it's a good time for me to be here as I kind of watched it build. So Sting uses Mad Hippie. Tom Selleck, the most famous mustache in the world, uses Mad Hippie. For those of you that are more my age. Well, I guess he's kind of stayed with it. So anyway, so that's their history. Let's see if there's anything else I can say history-wise. The philosophy of Mad Hippie. This is important. So raise your hand if you've experimented with different natural facial cares already. Like if you go up to like a place like Whole Foods or Fresh Thyme or Sprouts, where like you walk up and you see this whole big facial care section, raise your hand and tell me if you've kind of experimented with a few. Dr. Hauschka, Evan Healy, A Cure, Mad Hippie, there's all different ones. Raise your hand. I just want to get a feel for the room here. Anyone? Okay, so maybe half the room has experimented a little bit with natural facial care. Raise your hand if your main experience with facial care is conventional and it's not natural products, but you're looking for a natural product that will give you that kind of efficacy, but you don't want it to be natural. You're kind of wanting to move away from conventional. So who's that? Who's in that process right now? So that's about 10, 15 of you. That person, someone that's moving over from conventional to natural, but they don't want to have all the toxic substances on their skin anymore. They want natural substances, but that work. That's Mad Hippie. So the people that are coming over for conventional, they're like, whoa, this actually works. Now, some of you that have tried other facial care brands, one of the main complaints is, well, it's natural, but I don't know how effective it is. I don't really see the results. So what those are doing, and I've represented numerous lines and still do with other brands as well. But what a lot of companies do is they zero so much into the body will heal itself that they don't give enough support to really bring that full effect. So there's 2 lines I know of that talk about balancing and the pH, and they talk about the acid mantle. Anybody heard the acid mantle on the skin? So there's 2 companies. One of them, I won't say the name, but it's a great brand. They talk about being you is enough, which is a great tagline. And they want to support your skin and not alter the acid mantle, but just kind of enhance it. So they don't want to mess with the pH too much. They just want to bring out the beauty that's within you. And that's wonderful. I love that philosophy. But it's only one of those modalities I talked about earlier. Mad Hippie, what they do is they want to affect the pH, especially, we're going to go product by product in a minute, but especially the exfoliating serum. They want to alter the pH of the skin just enough to bring change. And then the body then kicks in to heal itself. So they respect the acid mantle on the face, but they also alter it just enough so that there can be a change affected. Now what happens with a lot of the conventional brands, I should just say, is they mess with it so much where your body's fighting to constantly renew your skin because it's just constantly stripping, constantly messing with it in a way that your body's actually not only, it looks good, but long term, your body's fighting to try to keep up with itself because you're exposing it to so much harm. So that's why natural face care has now become such an important thing for people. And then the whole question is well, are you just going to do just support, or are you going to actually help bring change? And that's the continuum. So the word anti-aging is, with some brands, they're going after anti-aging so much to where they're almost kind of mimicking some of the conventional products. But the bigger problem in natural is not that. The bigger problem in natural is they're just not doing enough, to bring change. So Mad Hippie's tagline is more actives, more results. So again, they're a balancing philosophy. So they're looking to balance the pH, to balance the skin, to balance hormonally, so that your body then kicks in and brings the beauty and the healing itself. Okay? They don't have the 50 SKUs. They have just this number of SKUs because they believe in that balancing philosophy. So you can really get away with just a few products from Mad Hippie, depending on what you're looking for. And I'll go through that now. So we handed out the bags. I'm going to hand out the booklets. And I have more of those in the table if we run out. So thank you for helping.
You're welcome.
I need one, actually.
Okay, there you go.
Originally, we were going to have tables set up, like where we could all sit around and kind of try it all out and all that, but it doesn't work, with this size group. But Hannah's going to be passing around. What she's going to do is she's going to pass around one product at a time. So I'm going to talk about, I'll start with like the cleansing oil, and she'll pass around the cleansing oil. With the cleansing oil, with all these, if for some weird reason you want to put it on your face, great. Not the cleansing, but if you want to try to put the vitamin C serum or one of the serums, whatever, on your face, go for it. Most people probably don't want to do that right now because they already did makeup and everything. Just put it on the back of your hand and feel it. The hydrating mist, when people put that on the back of their hand and then they go shopping and then come back, they're like, what in the world was that? My hand feels so baby soft, But it's good to just kind of experience the effect of it. And I'm going to go product by product. I'm not going to talk about routines. Today I'm going to just explain each product, but I'm going to explain it in a way that makes sense for a basic routine. Does that make sense? So we have special routines that at the end of the time I'm going to hand these out, and these go through special routines. So dry skin, oily skin, acne-prone skin, rosacea, whoever asked about that, discoloration, fine lines and wrinkles. So there's a protocol kind of for each of those, or a routine for each one of those, and I'll hand this out at the end. But I'm going to just go through product by product and kind of a basic routine. So first, you would do the cleansing. So I think Hannah talked about oil cleansing last time, right?
In the class, I talked about how much I love the oil cleanser.
Yeah, do you want to say a word about that since you already...
Yeah, I've been using it for about a month, and it really helps, like, when you wear makeup, it will help break it down and completely clear it off your skin, even eye makeup. And it's super moisturizing, and there's, like, vitamin E oil, which is really good for scarring. It definitely helps smooth my skin out a lot, and it just feels really well hydrated afterwards. So yeah, I've been loving this one a lot. So.
And so the way you apply the cleansing oil, how many people have, raise your hand if you've ever done cleansing oil before? That's about what I expected. Yeah, so again, like if I was in Chicago, there'd probably be half the room that would do cleansing oil. If I was in Asheville, North Carolina, where I'm from, we'd probably get 75%. So it's kind of different in different cultures. California, you'll probably get the 75, 80%. Cleansing oil is kind of, it's picking up though more and more in the country. And the way it works is oil cuts oil. So if you feel like, oh man, I don't want to do oil, it actually helps. So if your skin, your pores are clogged, you put, squirt, put it on your face, and then I just do it in the shower, and you just get a hot washcloth and put it on your face. Of course, you all would probably do that at the sink, but put it on your face, and then you wait 30 seconds, and it's like a little steam, and it's pulling out the dirt. It's cleansing the pores. So like, I have I think I mentioned my rep from Europe, like he's, guys don't have as many hang-ups from Europe about stuff like this, so he's just raves about it all the time. And he talks about how he used to have clogged pores all the time. He's like, just like Hannah just said, just after 30 days, he doesn't have that anymore. It's completely cleared his skin up, just the cleansing oil. So that's the cleansing oil. So we're past the cleansing oil around, just so you can kind of smell it, or if you want to put a little bit on it, it's fine. Just feel it, experience it, because generally with a product, if you hold it up to your nose and use your olfactory, and your body goes, ugh, it's probably not a product for you. Once in a while, your body does need it, but you're having some kind of like opposite response. But generally speaking, when you feel something, when you smell a product or put it on your skin, that's generally a pretty good indicator. So the cleansing oil, just experience it for a minute. Again, these are all natural products, so you're not going to have any kind of allergic type issues unless you're allergic to a natural product. Unless you have a natural, if you're allergic to ginger or something, So otherwise, these are all safe. So safe and effective. The other one we're passing around is a cleanser. So what we'll do is I'll go through the products, and we'll pass these out one by one, and then it'll make its way around. So did you guys get a cleanser? She already grabbed all 3 of them. So
Yeah, there's one there.
there should be one coming around, I guess. Next time I'll grab one and hand it over here, and she'll grab the other 2. So now we got like 9 products, so don't overdo it. But that's the cream or the cleanser. So the cleanser is oil that you don't want to put on your face and leave it there. You put it on, you steam for 30 seconds, and then you wipe it off. Okay, one more time. Everybody got that? You put it on your face, steam with a washcloth, and then wipe it off. You don't keep the oil on there. This one you will keep on, but that's for later. So right now we're talking about cleansing. So that's a cleansing oil. Now the cream cleanser is the next one. This is more normal. So people are generally used to using a cream cleanser. So the oil is kind of making a new market push right now, and that just came out in the last few months actually with Mad Hippie. What most people that have used oil cleansers, they did it at home. They made their own oils and did that. So, but now it's become something that there's more of a market for. So the cream cleanser for Mad Hippie, this is jojoba, which is the most bioidentical to the skin. So that's a wonderful green tea, macadamia, orchid. The orchid really, this is a product usually when you smell it, you're like, oh, I want that. But not everybody likes cream cleansers. So if you like a cream cleanser, this is great, especially for sensitive skin. It's very gentle. So we're pass this around and let you look at it too. It needs to be twisted. Or you can just open it too. These that have the pumps, you can just open them. You don't have to figure out all the pumping right now. You can just open it and smell it. All right, so the cream cleanser and the cleansing oil, I'm not going in order of the book because I'm trying to go in order of how you would actually do a routine. So you start with cleansing, obviously. But if you can turn to those pages, if you already have, but go ahead and turn to them now. And this just goes over the main ingredient profiles. So again, like the jojoba is a natural moisturizer that resembles our own skin's lubricant the most, sebum. And it just kind of goes over these. Each one of you are going to have one of these to take home with you. So while you're using Mad Hippie, you can read about it. What's it doing for me? How does this work? The orchid extract is what stands out the most about the cream cleanser. Mad Hippie's constantly putting active ingredients that are bringing antioxidant value to the skin. That's kind of their big thing. They're not putting fluff in there. It's kind of like when you have a smoothie, and if you just make a smoothie out of like fluff, ice cream and milk, and maybe throw a banana in there to tell yourself that it's healthy. That's like, that's what, that's the opposite of Mad Hippie. This is nutrient dense for the skin. So it's like the smoothie that has, kale. Like I make my smoothie this morning, I put kale in there and I put coconut milk, blended that up, then I threw blueberries and raspberries and the banana and drink it and you feel like, ooh, that feels, so rich. And that's how Mad Hippie is. It's chock full of active ingredients that are nutrient dense, that are really doing the job, and they're not putting any fluff in there. So more actives bring you more results. So that's Mad Hippie. Cream cleanser and cleansing oil. The next page I want to go to, let's see if we can find it.
You would use one or the other cleanser. Right?
Good point. Yeah, one or the other. You don't need to use both. So.
And then on the cream cleanser, you put
cream cleanser, just use it as a cleanser. Just wash. Yep. Where is the vitamin C serum? Anybody can find it?
The next page. Very next page.
Okay, so vitamin C serum. Who's heard of, again, I'm trying to get a heartbeat on the room when I ask these questions. Who's heard of Mad Hippie's vitamin C serum? Oh, that wave hasn't quite hit. So we got maybe a third of the room. The vitamin C, if we're lucky, the vitamin C serum of Mad Hippie is what put this company on the map. If you were only going to buy one product of Mad Hippie, buy the vitamin C serum, except that I don't know how many we have. Did we just, because I only had 2 out there. Do you,
We got a lot.
you got the new shipment. Okay,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So the vitamin C serum is like, I think it's ranked number 7. It's like in the top tier of all body care products throughout the natural products industry and Spins, according to Spins data. And that one product outsells the whole rest of Mad Hippie's line combined.
Wow.
So that's number 1 in America. Now the vitamin A is the number 1 in Europe. So that's kind of coming up now, but that's not the number 1 here. That's different markets. But vitamin C serum is the big product. It tightens and brightens, deals with wrinkles and discoloration. And with the vitamin C serum, you really see the results. Again, that's the product they started with. So I'm going to just get into a little sciencey thing real quick. I'm going to try to avoid getting too sciencey, but I have to on this one product. So anybody ever heard of ascorbic acid? Vitamin C, right? Ascorbic acid, vitamin C is wonderful for internal. So eat the oranges, take the vitamin C, ascorbic acid, ester C, whatever you're doing for vitamin C. However, the ascorbic acid molecularly, if put on the skin, it's too big. It doesn't really get in the pores very well. So other vitamin Cs that are ascorbic acid on the market, they have to have a lot of it, a lot of concentration to get in there because such a small percentage actually absorbs. So Mad Hippie's kind of claim to fame is they use sodium ascorbyl phosphate. It's a different form of vitamin C that actually absorbs. It took me a year to say sodium ascorbyl phosphate. So, but the main thing is it's a different vitamin C that fully absorbs and really brings the effectiveness. What happens if you ever talk to anybody, probably nobody in this room, but if you ever talk to anybody that says, oh man, vitamin C, that's horrible. That made my skin burn. That's your best customer for Mad Hippie's vitamin C. So I've had buyers, tell me that, and when they tell me, I'm like, yes. In the beginning, I was like, oh. But once I realized that's actually the person that wanted it the most, and they were the most upset about it, so they would tell me. So that shows that they really did want that, and they were disappointed. So I'm like, well, here's the answer, actually. This vitamin C won't give you that problem. Then they have to overcome the hurdle of actually trying a different vitamin C. But once they do, that store became my number 1 store, actually. It's in Wisconsin, Willie Street Markets. And it's not the number 1 store now. But it was like when that wave first hit up in that upper Midwest, they really, really took off. So vitamin C serum, hands down, number 1. There's vitamin E, et cetera, other ingredients. But that is the big point with the vitamin C serum. All right, so let's pass around that one. Or did you already do it?
Just one.
Okay, cool.
You would put that on when?
Good. So I'm doing these in order. So you're cleansing, and then next you put the C serum on, and you leave it on. Okay, just a few drops, however much you feel like is going to cover your face adequately. But you don't need a bunch with Mad Hippie. You don't need to use up a whole bottle in a week. And you put it on your face and let it soak in. Some people like to combine the vitamin C serum with an oil. So their oil is the antioxidant oil. So argan oil is a big one that people use, and that's the main ingredient here. But it also has blueberries, camu camu, goji berries. It's got all kinds of antioxidants in the antioxidant oil. And this combines really well with the vitamin C serum. So I like to do the vitamin C serum with this, and a lot of people like to do that. And when you put the vitamin C serum on alone, you feel it tightening. So for wrinkles and for discoloration, it tightens and brightens, and you can feel that effect. So you want to follow up with something. So you either can follow up with the oil, and I call this the glower. So the vitamin C serum is going to glow as well, but this is going to glow right then. So when I've had a really bad day and I'm out on the road and I'm pulling, 12, 13, 14, 15-hour work day, and I don't even want to walk into my next appointment, I put a little bit of this on, and all of a sudden I glow again. I pray. That helps us glow too. So that's the antioxidant oil. So we can pass this around as well. So you choose one of the cleansers, and then the vitamin C is pretty much, in the morning. We're talking morning right now. You use one of the cleansers, then you put the vitamin C on, and that can be morning or evening for the cleansers and the vitamin C serum. That's the beginning of your routine. And then the next thing you put on is the oil, or you can even blend the oil with the vitamin C serum, or the face cream. So again, back to the oil cream situation. Most people in this market would be more accustomed to using like a day cream or a night cream, a face cream. Mad Hippie has a face cream. Nighttime, generally you don't need to put a whole lot of stuff on your face. You want to let your skin breathe at night, So they just have one face cream. It's better for the day. And then you can use it at night too if you're exfoliating. I'll get to that in just a minute. But I'm trying to kind of review because we're starting to, I don't want to lose anybody. So pick one of the cleansers, and then the vitamin C serum, and the oil, or the face cream. So do you want a cream or an oil? So you want to pick one. So you don't need to put the oil and the cream on both. You're going to overload your skin with stuff. Yeah. Yeah, so the cleansing oil is going to cut the oil. If you're oily with skin, like I'll bring these around here. So the oily skin, they say use a cleansing oil because it'll pull it out, but they don't have the oil, antioxidant oil in the oily skin protocol. So, and every one of y'all will get this. So if you have oily skin, this kind of goes through recommendations. Like I have dry skin, so I like the oil, So you would rather use a face cream. Yep. All right, so exfoliation. Coming back to the different modalities of beauty and health. Mad Hippie did not want to only support the body to heal itself, but they also didn't want to go all the way over to do something like a peel or an abrasive that would alter the acid mantle too much on the face. So they don't want to bring too much. When you're exfoliating, you're like destroying so that it can build up, right? But they didn't want to do that too much because then your body's trying to catch up to heal constantly, and you're actually you're taxing your skin. So what Mad Hippie did is they put out an exfoliating serum. Has anyone ever heard of an exfoliating serum before? I did. Someone has. Okay. So generally, people have not heard of this because this is Mad Hippie's thing. So now they've come out beyond Mad Hippie too now. This is the number 2 selling product in Mad Hippie. Vitamin C serum's first, and that outsells the whole line by far. But then you have the exfoliating serum that's number 2, and that's the pink one. So you can turn to your book on the exfoliating serum. So the glycolic acid is kind of the heavy hitter on here. Another one is the Gigawhite. I'm going to talk about those two for a minute. So glycolic acid is just derived from arsenic? No. Derived from sugarcane, regarded as the most effective of the alpha hydroxy acid family due to its smaller molecular size. There it is again. Glycolic acid exfoliates and reduces the appearance of wrinkles, discoloration, and age spots. So this with the vitamin C serum is like the most aggressive way to really go after the anti-aging. So vitamin C serum in the morning. You may do it at night as well. Exfoliating when? Night. Do not do the exfoliating in the day. So if I could yell that, like, preach it, like, do not use the exfoliating serum in the day. Why? Because your skin's exfoliating and it needs to rest overnight. Really, really important. If you exfoliate in the day, especially if you then go out in the sun, it's not good for you. So don't do this in the day. A good question. So you don't really need to do this every night, although you can. So if you're really going after a more aggressive exfoliating routine, you can do it every night. You can do it every 2 days, 3 days, even some people once a week. But it's not like a mask, but it's an exfoliating serum. You put it on, you leave it on, and then you follow at night with a little face cream. It's real important to nourish the skin after you strip it. So again, this is exfoliating just enough to alter the pH on the skin to affect change, but not so much to where your body's like trying to keep up, trying to heal itself constantly. Correct. At night. So now this has the other product in here I'm going to say is Giga-White. Do I got a few minutes left? Like 5. Okay, good. So the other thing about this product is it has Giga-White. Giga-White, if you were to use pure Giga-White with age spots, it'll make them disappear. Like put it on, watch them disappear. The brown spots, So, however, if you were to do that with pure, this is not pure Giga-White. This is just one ingredient among, 18 actives in this one. But if you were to do that and then go out in the sun right afterwards, guess what would happen? The brown spots get worse. Okay, so that's why you shouldn't be using Giga-White by itself. But Giga-White, as part of a formulation of an exfoliating serum, used at night, and then make sure that you protect your skin in the day with an SPF. Like this was voted in Cosmopolitan as the #1 SPF out there. So it smooths on nice. It is white. But you don't need to use a ton of it. So my daughters actually prefer this over a tinted sunscreen. My wife and I prefer the tinted sunscreen. My daughters like the white because they like the way it smooths on so nicely, and that's particularly for face. So we have a tinted sunscreen as well with Stream to See that's whole body, and that actually matches the skin color. But regardless of what you're using, the skin needs to be protected if you're exfoliating, and that goes for any exfoliating you're doing. But especially with the Mad Hippie exfoliating serum, because that's what we're talking about, make sure to follow the next day with the SPF. So we can pass this around, but this isn't one you really need to do anything with. You can just look at it, I guess, and smell it, In Europe, this is the #1 seller in Europe for Mad Hippie. So the C serum is the #1 here, but the vitamin A is #1 in Europe. So this is a more gentle exfoliator. So if you want to exfoliate but more gentle, you go for the vitamin A instead of the exfoliating. And this has the same rules though. You do it at night, follow with the face cream, and then the next day make sure to use SPF. So same rules as the other one. This is a higher form. It's the HPR instead of the retinol retinate. That's a newer form of vitamin A. They upgraded it. They're constantly upgrading to find the most effective, best, and safest ingredient. So they had the retinol before. Now they use the HPR. So they're constantly improving, and that's the vitamin A serum. All right, so we're going to review. Eye cream is a standalone product, for around the eyes. Just don't get it in your eyes because it will really sting. But that'll help with the crow's feet, the discoloration. This is the eye cream. And then the hydrating nutrient mist we talked about earlier. You can use this throughout the day. You can use it before. You can use it after. It's really up to you how you want to use the hydrating mist. All right, I'm just going to review the line, and then we'll be done because I think we're out of time. I'm going to review just so you kind of know what the basic routine is. So #1, either cleansing oil or, so you pick one of these. #2, vitamin C serum. What's #3? After the vitamin C serum? Right, the face cream or the antioxidant oil. So one of the cleansers, C serum, and then either the oil or the face cream.
I have a quick question.
Yep.
Do you do the seeds and then or do you blend them together in your palm and put them on at the same time?
Good. So does anybody know the answer to that? Do you use the vitamin C serum and then the antioxidant oil, or do you blend them and put them on at the same time?
I think you said that if you're really trying to be aggressive with the anti-aging, that you could put them on the face. Is that not?
That's pretty much. You can do either one. So it doesn't matter that much efficacy-wise. It's just a matter of what you want, really. So nighttime, cleanse, and the exfoliating is for nighttime. So we're going to wrap up here. You can use either the strong exfoliator, which is what color? Pink. Or the more gentle exfoliator, which is what color? Orange. And then you have the eye cream, and then you have the nutrient mist. What do you have to do with the nutrient mist to make sure you don't injure yourself? Put it in your hand and then spray on. So, okay, I think we're good. Thank you.